Guess I gotta do something before I can actually start, guys. So, give me a second. Yeah, no Gmail tracking, whatever. No, I don't need that. Come on. Okay. Now make sure to do it right first, too. I don't want to send it to the wrong person. Yep, correct person. All right. Now I can pretend to start. See, my hair's all over the place today. It always is, but it just feels even more all over the place. You can't really control it, sadly. You can put a lot of effort into it if you really wanted to. Then you can control it, but yeah, who wants to do that? All right. Got this canned coffee thing, which is okay. But my goal for today, even if I don't do it on stream, my goal for today is to finally get this 50%. Okay, we're really close. We just need about 100 more. It was like 91 more problems, I think, but about 100 or something like that, or maybe it's 93 or something like that. I don't remember, but just need a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to do at least a couple. Because it won't actually take too long. I could probably find some potential easy problems somewhere too. I think I did most of them, but I could probably find some. Do the Leibniz Intermediate. Still want to do my warm-up first, because that helps a lot. Maybe 1,000 Weiqi problems. Could look at that one. Because that's 4Q, that should be okay. 13 by 13 in-game problems I might be able to do. Who knows? Maybe I could do the Tetsuji training. I was looking at potential ones I could do. I don't want to go 3-on ones. Those would be too much. Like Techniques of Tsumego, I think I messed with that one, but I didn't continue it. And Diabolical, there's a lot of reading for how many problems you're actually doing, so I don't want to do those. Single digit Q problems, maybe? I don't know. In-game Tetsuji I might be able to do. I used to do a lot of in-game Tetsuji stuff. There's a couple books I had. Direction of play, but I hate the direction of play problems sometimes because they're, yeah, the direction's right, but maybe you played the wrong move that they wanted you to play, you know what I mean? So I don't always like that. I'll have to check those ones out later when I feel like trying those ones. But first, we must warm up. Slowly working through all these until they get to become much harder. It's like this one's a 4Q one, but it's a pretty easy one. So I don't know why it's 4Q. Well, I guess I can turn the volume back on here and then turn off this volume. There we go. See how loud this one is. Solve it first. Can I just do this one? Threaten to cut through everything? Okay, let's see. Yeah, kind of loud, but should be okay. Sadly, you can't really just adjust the volume of it, which is a little bit annoying, you know? Oh, we can just push. We got this. Just jump is usually okay. Because you just can't allow the Hane underneath. Okay, so I lost a bunch of hearts messing around yesterday again. I was messing around with a bunch of different types of sets, so that hurts a little bit, but it should be fine overall. Maybe I'll turn this back off. I don't know if I want the noise or not. There we go. It's nice when there's a noise that you can get here, but what I like is that instead of a more high-pitched one, which is what this one sort of feels like, I like it when it's more of a thump instead. Just because that feels a little better. We just need to make sure they can't take this. So we do something like this one. They have an Atari, then an Atari, and then an Atari. So we gotta get rid of this move here. We can just connect to make it even more cool. This looks more fun this way. Jump down is usually the move, but in this case, we should not. Because they can Atari us and it doesn't work for us. We have to block this time, and we can just capture. If we just connect here, I'm not sure what they can do, so that looks good. Oh, I like this one. I don't know why, but this one looks fun. Anyway, I don't know if I need to play that one, but it looked fun. I can do this one too. They can Hane on this side, which can maybe make it so that we get captured underneath somehow, but this one, they Hane, we do this one. Then they do this one, and we're captured, right? So we need to do this one. And then if they capture, we can take away the eye, and we're connected. And if they try to do anything else, it just doesn't work, right? It'd be more fun if the straight line move worked, but whatever. There's a nice little peep here. If they Atari and we Atari, we just get to capture this, so that feels good. If they connect, we can capture. So I think we're just good here. Okay. This is the trap move. Yeah. I should play Tengen. They just won't show it to me, and it just, if I ever see it, I can play it, but for now I cannot. Hello, Dark Jackal. How are you doing today? Should extend and not capture. Capture is a ko. Oh, we're just getting up. We just need 6 more of these. I just like doing around us the same amount because I don't know, it just feels nice. Can I just do this one actually directly? This one's just better. Normal monkey jump shape. SO7 more, but Good mode, do some problems yourself. Yeah, you should. You should do some problems. Everyone should. Doesn't mean we do it, but we should. Yeah, I'm going to. I don't know if I'll try to actually push to 50% today. I mean, during this stream, but I really want to. We're almost there. So after these, I'm gonna do some problems. I have a bunch of them open. I didn't even look at look at what pro games to get yet because I wanted to see if I could do this one first. Without losing all my hearts. That's the hardest part. Huh. So we want this one here. And if we go over here, they can't get rid of us. So looks like we can go from both sides. So we should be okay here. Yeah. There was something I wanted to look at real quick. Yeah, never mind. It's all good. All good. Okay. Oh. It's the heartless part. So I've found quite a few people that are like they're playing actually pretty well, and then they just sort of collapse because they didn't really properly read out something, or they because it's not that people weren't reading. It's that because they don't have enough experience with reading stuff, they aren't doing it properly. You know what I mean? Feels like we should just do this one. Get rid of the co. Oh, just this one. This is 340, so we're good to go. All right. I think I even did some last night. Let me see what my high score is. I think I did like 100 something last night too. Yeah, 167. I might actually be user of the day today because I'm going to be doing some more problems. Unless Higaki does a bunch of problems, so then it won't matter. Because we're like 5 points apart. So unless Higaki's doing a bunch right now, I might be the user of the day because Ivan was user of the day yesterday. So we'll have to see. Yeah, so when it comes to like reading and stuff, like a lot of it's like shape recognition. That's how you find the candidate moves a lot of the time. And then you have a brute force thing going on as well. But in games, like the only time I was ever really brute force reading was when I had to really, really figure something out. Oh, and this was annoying. They added one more problem here. Yeah. Yeah. It's really easy to just get distracted by other things. Yeah. So these might be too hard to do right now, but we'll see. I'm gonna start with one of these. I like this diagonal. I don't know why. Because if I just Atari, they capture, I can throw in. If they capture again, I just Atari again here, and then I play this. No, no good, no good. I feel like I want to capture as well. Capture. They just Atari me. Atari, they capture. I connect. I think I need to go all the way down like this. And when they... Is that a co? I don't really want a co. I said I may not want to do these ones. These ones are going to take more time than some of the other easier ones. Maybe we just do this one. We throw in an Atari here, and then we can Atari again like that. Is it that simple? Is there something I'm missing? Feels like it could work. We can start on the outside first. Ooh, can we do it this way instead? Because they can't Atari us. If they capture, then they could, I guess. So I guess it's this one directly instead. I was hoping I could play like T2. That'd be more fun, but S2 seems just like it's the right move. Yeah. I said I might decide not to do these ones right away. These ones are and I wanted to get rid of that one because that was annoying me. They have that 601 in this collection right now instead of that was really annoying. Glad they clarified that exactly. Yeah. Those are the best ones. Let's see how hard these ones are. Are these also 1Q problems? This is a 4Q. Let's see. This is like a ko. So if I go down here, then I can do it. And if they hane, then I can do this one still. If they connect, I can pull back. They hane, then we connect. So that should be fine. If they block, we can try from this side and kill. So this looks like it's good. Yeah, cool. We'll see if these ones are easier or not. This is a 2Q problem, so we may need to go to a different thing, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Huh. We should do this one? No, we need to do this one, huh? We go here. If they block, they're just dead. So that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah. They Hane, we Atari, they capture. This would be a Ko. Because we don't really want Ko. I think we have to extend. That's their only move. Then we have to block here. If they Hane. And then if they do this one, I guess we can Atari. Okay. I think I figured. I think we can just Atari. Ooh, no, we can't, huh? They Atari us, and then Atari us. So we have to do this one. And then it's a Ko. Oh, see, I messed up. I may have to do the other problems. I was trying to think through it quickly, but it doesn't work that way. I thought the other move didn't work. Oh, maybe I can connect. Oh, maybe I can connect here. No, I can't connect here. I can connect here. Goes underneath, then we Atari. Oh, does that just work? So that one's a cool one. There we go. Yeah, these ones might end up being too hard for me to just speed through any. We'll try another one just in case, though. That was a cool one, though. Should have spent more time on it. Another 1Q, yeah. I'll probably have to do a different. I don't think I have much less than 1Q right now, but I'm gonna look for those first so I can do more problems. But who knows? I kind of like just Atari and push. Does that just work? I guess he connects. Then we block. The Apex style board. I'm not sure which one it is, but is it called Apex? But they have a bunch of boards. I like to just use the basic board. I turned all of the extra ones off and just use the basic one. There are some cool patterns and stuff, but I feel like they get a little distracting sometimes. Also, they are going to do that one first. Okay. Can we block this way? If they block, we can just connect. So block the Atari, we go forward, which is an Atari. But it's only an Atari. Ooh, so I probably had to throw it over there, huh? But that doesn't work either. Yeah, because this doesn't work. Yeah. As long as you find the one that you like, you're good to go. You don't really need to do anything special. We'll let it cancel here. Can I do this one first, actually? If they take it, I Atari. And then they have to connect, and then I can not capture. Oh, well, doesn't work. Okay. Huh. This one doesn't work, does it? They just Atari me here, then I Atari this way, then they connect. That doesn't work. Push this way first. They don't block. We can just block, I guess. Maybe it's E18 first. And then this one. No? I thought this might. No, it doesn't work. Obviously it doesn't work. Never mind. Doesn't work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the other ones. I don't want to think too hard about problems and then lose all my hearts. Strategy training might be one to do, and then we'll see what these single digit Q problems are. See, are these ones hard? Yes, I am just looking for random ones, but I need to see if they're hard or not. Well, I have to play here. This is the only problem I can do, but then I guess I have to do like this sort of thing here to make this shape. And then we have to do the same thing on this side. No, that's a weird problem. I guess that's one way to practice that technique. This is like a Hane here. But when you throw in first, that'd be a Ko. So Atari, throw in and turn. I guess that works. These ones look a little bit easier. We can get to 100 this way. uh, if we do this one, that's just dead. So is this just Ko? Yeah, looks like it's just a Ko. It seems like the only answer. Interesting. I have to do this, huh? But I can't do that. I have to play from this side, I guess. It's 3 liberties to 3 liberties, and I play first. So I guess I have to do it this way. Now, I like that there are plenty of options, though. Because, like, for the people that do want some other fun options, I think that's good. And then I think, like these ones, like Carnage, Haunted, Hunting, Giants, and stuff, these ones are used only on the special collections. So, like, if you run into a special collection problem, when you're doing, like, random ones, if you're just doing, like, random problems, then it's kind of like, oh, what's going on here? What's this problem about, right? So I really actually like that idea. Oh, we have to diagonal, I guess. We can just connect, I guess. Yeah, so I think that's really cool. Yeah, because if we go to this collections over here. Yeah, any of these, like the ghost here. Oh, I guess it's oh no, it's half point. Okay. Like this one here. So if you ran into this accidentally, you'd get a weird board, and you'd be like, "Oh, this is a special problem." There's like way more experience points for it too. So it's like a real special kind of interesting problem. And we tanuki. There we go. Not just once per problem. Yeah, each time you screw it up, you got to be real careful. That's why I don't want to. Since I want to go through it kind of quickly, I don't want to do the harder problems where I have to either sit for too long, or if I end up getting impatient, I'll click too much. So anyway, nice 1,000 experience real quick. I think I just have to go down. Atari, and then Atari and Atari. Nice. All right. Oh, this one's a cool little throw in here. And then we just do the normal throw over here, and then we can kill it. We have enough liberties. We're fine. Aha. I guess this move works. Can I do this one too? Not really. It's just this one, huh? Because we're connected on the first line. That's a cool one. These problems are actually kind of interesting so far. They're not just standard problems. Yeah. When they say no ko, well, there have been a couple of them where they said no ko, and I'm like, I can't even tell where a ko could be. I only see the other answer. And so I even look into the thing to try to figure out where it is. But then sometimes it's even worse than that. I think I can just connect. If they Atari, we just go down. They can't Atari from either side. Yeah, another, like there's a golden chicken problem, I guess. Huh. It does look like we need to just cut here. And throw in again, and then take liberties. So we need to live. We're not trying to kill. We're trying to live. We just gotta get rid of their liberties as best we can. Ooh, If we do this one and they push up, we can Atari, and then we're good to go. We can just connect here, make it more clear. Ooh, interesting. If they go from underneath. Yeah, as expected, it's much simpler than you thought. Yeah, yeah. No, I think you're going through the easy life problems right now. You said life is hard even when it's not. I think you were going through the other easy collections before, right? Yeah, I think if the reason why I like that collection is if you can just do it, if you can do it all without any issues, then it's going to be really good. Like it really highlights if you have any basic understandings that are wrong, or basic reading that's wrong, or don't understand certain shapes and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so can I do this one actually? If they Atari here, I go down and they're dead. Oh, but I need to worry about these 3 stones. Okay. So this one, they Atari, I extend, they capture. I can't Atari, but I can go this way and Atari and then eventually capture. I think that works. I need to double check it, but if they do anything else, that just doesn't work. There's a giant fly. I have my door open and now there's a giant fly. It's not even a small fly, it's a giant fly. I think this one works. Yeah. Oh, but someone else also recommended a different beginner problem set that I'm going to work through so I can see which one I like more. Because I think having one, I call it beginner, but having one beginner one is nice. Yeah. Just start with the one position, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Looks like I can connect here. They connect. I Atari. They capture, and then we capture these stones. I like this problem. This one's a cool problem. It's actually a really useful problem, too. Interesting. We don't want to be captured, obviously. So we need this one. We need this one, but they can Atari right now. So if we do this one, they go up. We have to do this one. And if they go down, then we can make it into a Seki. Ah, Higaki. I'll talk to him about this afterwards. Are you still going, Higaki? Oh, good. They didn't get any more experience yet. All right, whew. I was worried for a second. I think we have to connect here. And if they go up, we have to go down. Yeah, because if they go down, it is a Seki shape. And man, that's a giant fly. It's crawling on my light. That's how I can see it so well. Yeah, so I might win this time. Where'd the high score go? I'm not going to beat Ivan because he's doing the problems with a lot of experience, but I'll beat Higaki. That's all that matters. All right. So I kind of want this one into this one into this one. Is that what it wants me to do? Oh, okay, cool. You got to be careful when you answer in the corners like this. You can die. Ooh, this is interesting looking. I don't know if it's hard yet, but it looks very interesting. We definitely want to take liberties away from this group. If we do it this way, and they push, they have a double Atari, which is at minimum a Ko. So I want to do it this way. And if they push, they do not have a double Atari anymore, but they can do this one into this one. And then I think we can still we can connect and then Atari them. So I think this is good. Oh, you're right. See, I messed that up. I wasn't paying attention. Is it just the code then? Or is it just this one first instead? No, this is the same problem, right? They do this one. So I guess we have to do the co. What? It's not the co? So we want to just connect instead? Oh, I thought they were trying to do something else. This one, I think, I guess it's still a squeeze no matter what. Yeah, I was just being stupid. Just being stupid. Good to go. That's normal. Oh, we can't do this one. They have more liberties, so we have to push and kill this way, I guess. So if they Hane, we do this one and extend. And we just take this sort of thing. Yeah, this way. And then Hane first. Yeah, Hane first. I want this move. I can play it. I can play it. Is this one better? No. I think I can just do this one. Is this a hard problem? It says 4Q. Is there something I'm missing? If they connect here, we do this one. We have 2 eyes. If they connect here, we capture here. If they throw and we capture these 2 stones. We can just connect too. So like a ko? Oh, that's what I'm missing. See that? I was wondering, is it? There has to be some reason this one's hard. But that's the only move that we can play anyway. We have to do this one anyway. So how does this work? I don't know. I'm going to get stuck on these and lose all my hearts before I can get my 100. Capture here doesn't do anything. And they connect and I can't do anything. So there's only one move. And there's still only one move I can play. Oh, yeah. This is just under the stones, of course. Yeah. Duh. I was just being stupid. Yeah. Man, I can't think this morning. Today's not a good day for thinking. I have to tell you, it is not a good day for thinking. Oh, can I do this one? If they extend, we throw in Atari, do this one and net. If they bump, we Atari first, and then Atari again, and then Atari. Oh, we don't net, I guess. I guess there's no netting, right? So we have to cover instead. But then we have not enough liberties, right? So we have to take a liberty of some sort. Yeah, so if they bump this way, the bump here is the one that is hurting my group the most. So I think I have to play this move. But then I didn't take a liberty if I play this move. And the ladder, of course, would not work. Need to clean my screen. I have a little cleaning fluid and cloth in front of me, so I'll do it after the stream. Take a liberty. They bump over here. We block. No, that doesn't work. Take this liberty. I want this one. But I can't kill it that way. Yeah, I'm just no thinking today. And that's bad because later on I'm doing my other stream where I play on Fox. I can't think and I have to play on Fox. That's no good. Throw in directly. They capture, we do this one. They go this way. That just works for them, right? It's this move that just works. So maybe we just don't want to have this exchange in. So if they push here now, though, that they get that exchange in. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. If we do this one and they push this way, we Atari and we ladder that direction. Okay, okay. Well, why are you doing it that way? That's the way that I know. This one's just yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. We can Atari here and we ladder this way. See, I told you, my thinking is not working today. Oh. Well, I want this to work, but it doesn't work. Best result. Okay, okay. I was like, I'm not sure if I can live this way. Best result. I feel like Ko is a good result, right? I do this one, they capture. I do this one, they capture. And it's so I think I would rather have this one for the capture. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what is the best result. Not this one, obviously. I want this one. Yeah. Let's review. It is just that one. Okay. The other one is like a direct Ko. This one's technically not a direct Ko, but it's not a direct Ko for either side. That's why I wasn't sure. Oh, this one's a cool one. Yeah, if they connect, we can Atari. All right, let's see how things are going. Still need a couple more. Ko. Throw in first. If they connect, we can go up. If they capture, we can go here instead. Very cool. Actually, I kind of like this collection overall. I hadn't tried it before, but actually kind of cool. What? Oh, okay. I was like, is there something I'm missing here? I think a little bit, kind of there is. Throw it over here. They do this one. We Atari. They capture here. We capture. They need to connect. Then we make two eyes. But we can't actually make two eyes with that. Try first. Can we connect here right now? I think we have to do this one. Then we connect. And then we can Atari. No? What? Oh, what? Oh, I'm just an idiot. Oh my God. All right. See, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to do 100 problems today. I'm just blind. I am just blind. Just blind. Oh. Looks like I can do this. Okay. Maybe I need more of the coffee thing that I'm drinking. That could be it. Tastes okay. I can just honey and connect when that's dead. See? Easy. Just one sip. Good enough. Fixes everything. This one doesn't work because they can throw in and then go underneath like this. But if they throw in, I think we can play over here. If they capture, then that would be like a Ko shape. This one doesn't work. This one doesn't work, yeah, for sure. This one does not work. This one. I think it's still this one. But we just don't capture here. We have to do this. Or can we do this one? They go down, we connect. They capture, we connect. And then I think... No, it's still bad. So we have to do this one. What? No? Man, we got this. We got this. I was pretty sure that worked, right? Because we can't connect here. Because they just Atari us and pull back. So we have to, like, capture. Oh, can we... No, we can't just capture. We have to do this one still. They do that one. We have to connect. That doesn't work, though. That's a lot of games to play in a day. Yeah, 100 Tsumego. It's like playing 25 corners of 25 games. Yeah. Well, there's 4 corners, right? So you have to divide that by 4 still. So it's still not 25 games. A fourth of that. It's still a decent amount of games to play in a day. So I'm going to try to do a couple more. Isn't this the only move, though? I can't do this one. I can't do this one. I can't do this one. Still has to be this one. I can't capture because they just poke here. So I have to still play here. This one doesn't work. A 100 corners divided by 4, but okay. See, I told you. There's no working. 25, who cares? Yeah, this doesn't make sense. I have to do this one still. That just doesn't work. Huh. This is why I can't do them today, obviously. That one doesn't work. Can I do this one? That doesn't work. This one just doesn't work. What is the answer to this one? It has to be an obvious answer. It isn't this one. This one doesn't work. This one does work. You're right. This one does work. See? No good. Looking at the wrong side. Well, I'll just get to 30 and then I'll stop. Because it's obviously not working out for me. And I'll do it later. I'll have to take a break and then do some more Tsumego after that. And then if I can't do it again, well, then we'll just do it tomorrow or the next day. We'll have to just move on instead. This feels like a sacrifice move. Like we want to sacrifice this way. Yeah. I've done that type of problem before, but never to live like that. I think that's cool. Never done one like that to live that way. We have to just connect here so that we can Hane over here. But if they connect, then we do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We can do this one. Then we can Hane. We should be okay. I kind of want this one. But I don't think that works anyway, so I just want it. There's a difference. I guess that's a ko if he does Atari me. If I do this one and they do the empty triangle, we can connect underneath those. So I think that's a slightly better way to try to live here. Atari, and then we can just play another move here. We don't want to do this one. We want to play over here. You don't want to mess it up too much. Yeah, that looks good. Either direction looks like... No, just not this direction. We need to do it this way into this one. Yes, not either direction. All right. We'll have to take a break and look at the pro game instead. We need about 60 more. We're good. We're getting there. It was 56, 60-ish that I needed. Oh, nice. 193. They did 193. Perfect. Now I may have done more than that. But this is perfect. All right, let's look at what games are on here. Let's refresh the page just in case. This one looks good. Oh, I already looked at that one. I'm like, this one looks good. I was looking at the ranks. It did look good, but it's no, maybe I didn't do this one yet. No, this one I just clicked on. Because I don't recognize this board position. So yeah, that was one I only just clicked on. So we'll do that one anyway. This is the one. Yeah. Chen Pinhua was the one we did, Taiwan. Okay, we'll try this one then, because it's a 2P versus 7P, so we can see if it'll load. There we go. Should be able to download. Yep. As long as it's not Japanese, you can download it. All right. So I'll look at these later. Let me open up COD wherever it is. I always can't see it for some reason when I'm looking for it, but it's there. Can I open it back up? No, it won't. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, make sure it is the other game. I think I deleted some of the other ones. I need to delete a lot of these random SGFs that I have now. Not a big deal. There we go. Oh, man. Maybe after we've thought about this game and we're not thinking necessarily Tsumego-like, because game thinking is different from Tsumego thinking sometimes. It's not just about reading. It's just about understanding the position, which is definitely very different. See your future Quatrain AI-powered stealth? Yeah, maybe. It does. Like, it disappears on me. It's not that it's actually gone. It's just like, what's happening here, you know? I can't see it when it's next to all the other Go programs because it doesn't pop out enough. I probably need to just change the icon to make it easier for me. There we go. Get these couple moves on here. Black is Lin Yuting, 2-dan professional, and then white is Jingting. Jian Jingting. Terrible with names. 7-dan professional. No idea who either of these players are. And as I said yesterday, you should study anyone who's professional. They're the ones who reach pro level. We haven't reached pro level, so all of them are useful to study. We'll just have to see what their style is going to be like. Are they going to enclose their corner? They're going to take a 3-3 point. Or are they going to approach? That'd be very weird. We haven't really seen an approach too often with black here. So let's see. I got 3-3. Okay. They're going to go modern. I think it's pretty common right now, at least based on Baduk Doctor's games that I see every so often. He seems to really like blocking at D3, approaching here, and getting a move on the bottom often. So I don't really see him ever really do C4, and his opponents seem to also prefer that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a D3 block here. It is. Okay, we'll see if it plays out the same way. Only one move, so this one there's a couple moves. You could do the knight's move instead. I think the recommendation was you do the knight's move if you want this variation. So you want this to happen, so that way there's this type of follow-up, or you can do the normal Hane stuff, and then you extend here if you want them to give them the chance to do the jump or the knight's move. And so I'm not sure what's more popular right now, but I think I personally like this one. I just don't like it when they attach here. So we'll see what they do. They're going to extend. All right. I think technically this ladder does work for black. So black could jump. This could be a stylistic thing if they do decide to do it. But I think most of the time it's just a knight's move here. Yeah, just knight's move. What I mean by ladder, because there's just this cut here. If black captures, this is just the double Hane variation, which is why it's okay. It's just like a normal variation here. But if you have the ladder, then this is going to be okay to do as well. And white, I think white's supposed to cut from this side first, right? Because if the ladder doesn't work and you connect instead of capturing a stone, this is significantly better for white. So you cut on the inside first instead, usually. Yeah, so that's the idea. But just knight's move is normal. And then I would expect to see R5 right now. Oh, they're going to do 3-3. Okay. I think I personally do prefer the R5 thing. If we see this one and pull back, black has to play a move over here somewhere. And there's lots of different moves here, lots of different variations. And white can actually just invade. But you have to really know how to save this group in order to do that. And then usually I think what happens is we get some sort of result over here, and white is generally going to have to make this type of exchange and leave it and continue the fight. But I don't really know the proper order of moves for everything here. This is just like an end result that I've noticed a few times. This type of end result where there's a stronger black group here now. It's going to be weak for a little bit, but it is a stronger black group. We have the white group here, right? So I've noticed a couple times something like that happens, but they're going to do a 3-3 instead. I don't really want the top side. I think I want to just settle this quickly so I can get this enclosure. And because I want to get this enclosure, maybe I'll just block on R16. Yeah. So we'll see if they play the enclosure here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So the reason I just want to block this way is because I'm expecting my opponent to get the follow-up. So even if we play this one, I'm expecting my opponent's going to get the follow-up here. And so I want these stones to be facing my own stones in some way, because that helps with making my stones strong. So like I can play a move over here. This is going to be giving my group a base and expanding my position. Whereas if I block the other way, because I want the enclosure, I said I'm not going to be responding to my opponent's move. I'm playing this one because it's a more easy, obvious thing to look at. But they're going to be the one to play the first move. And now I'm not building anything, and I just have a potential weak group. I may even need to play like a small base instead, which is not as fun. All right, so I did that too quickly. This is a normal move, though. I wouldn't have. I guess it's fine to play this far. I just wasn't expecting this far. I kind of feel like you need a little bit more of a solid base for this group, so I would expect maybe here instead. But if black does just play this one and jump up, I think black is actually in a stronger position than white, because white's only getting this middle area, whereas black has the corner that they're also getting rid of all the Ajia in and expanding a little bit of an area. So going a little bit further means that black's not going to play here anymore. But this also means that white is going to have a little bit of a harder time managing that area. They're not really going to get any points in that area. Maybe like a couple, like maybe like 16-ish type points here, but not really much more than that, depending on how they play here. And black could have also tried to invade directly, like they could do a diagonal here to invade directly. I actually kind of like the shoulder hit right away. It's something I used to do quite often. I don't know if it's good, though. I'm interested to see. It does just want this extension, yeah. So let me let it load for a second. Okay. It didn't change its mind. Of course, all these moves are good, but something I have noticed quite often, and it seems to be true for this game as well, even though it's a different position than I'm used to, the AI always wants some sort of extension here from these 3 stones, some sort of proper extension. So if we go back even 1 here, it wants like the more proper extension here versus the low move here. Even though it thought about that more, it still wants white to even break up this right side just as much as playing on the bottom. So when they play on the bottom, it makes sense to actually just pull back to this side. Because now when white plays a follow-up on the top right corner, we can actually just build instead of having to worry about our group. Yeah, so shoulder hit makes sense though. I do like it. I said this is what I used to do. The second you could shoulder hit, I basically shoulder hit everything because it was nice. Only if it was 3rd line. If it was 4th line, I'd think about other moves first. But anytime where they could be building something, it always felt good to do this. The most common move nowadays is the push up and then slide. But in this case, they may be far enough away that they would want to play K3, but I don't know. I think push up, yep. Can black actually block here? There is a fighting possibility. It seems very aggressive, though. So I would expect to back off instead. Jump is normal, but just extending here could be better because it's going to limit this area a bit more. Yeah, just extend. I wonder, is it going to be always jump? No, extend was right. Okay. Because there was a time when right after AI came out, maybe not right after, but a little bit, like a couple of years after AI came out, because I stopped playing for a couple of years after AlphaGo and Leela and all that sort of stuff. And then I stopped playing. And then when I came back, every single time there was a shoulder hit and they pushed up, it was 100% jump. And then it was very rare to do just the extension. But we're seeing the extension a lot more now, which is nice to see, because I realized later that the jump was not always the right move, because I always end up in sometimes a bad situation when the extension was actually much better. So I expect the slide or to keep pushing, but I actually kind of expect the slide instead. Yeah, this is the normal variation. And I'd be very happy as black to turn or knight's move over the top. Knight's move could be a fight, but turning at least is really nice. The other option would be to jump. I don't really want to leave this group right now, especially if I'm wanting to build my side. They can very easily attack us. So turn, yeah, that feels really good because we're also potentially building this. Hane does work, kind of. But I could push and cut. So the cut is a potential problem. And if black pushes and you back off, then black actually gains something here. And you don't necessarily want them to gain that, because that gets rid of eye shape and gets rid of potential points. So the jump would be a more normal move. But I think it's also possible we either want to play on the left side to secure that, or we want to just play the splitting move now. I'm leaning more towards the splitting move now. Yeah, very good. Yeah, they can tell you they can tell you an efficient move, but they can't tell you why it's efficient. Yeah, that's why you really have to build your own judgment with things, right? So like watching people review games and talk about things and explain their own judgment is helpful. But also after you play a game, you should review it and try to figure out in your own terms why you went wrong, and then you double check with other people or with AI. You have to really build your own values in the game, and your own feeling on how that works. Because if I wasn't a strong player when AI came out, I would probably be maybe weaker, because like not weaker than now. I mean, like just weaker. I may not have gotten stronger because of AI. In some ways, I would have, because everyone got better in the opening. But I may have relied on AI too much and not develop my own sense of the game. So I'm glad I already had some of my own sense of the game before AI came out, because I've been playing enough. It was just a couple years. I think I played like just 2 years before AI came out, but I started playing in 2014, and AI was like 2016-ish, 2017-ish, around there, right? AlphaGo. And then I stopped playing. I came back after my YouTube channel, after I started making more videos on my YouTube channel, and that was I don't remember when was that. I'm kind of curious. Let's go to my YouTube. View my channel. Luckily, they have dates on the videos and stuff, so makes it easier. Yeah, 2 years ago. Wow, I stopped for a long time. I stopped for quite a few years, I guess, huh? So I came back in 2023, and I left like a year or two after AI came out. So like 2018. So wow, yeah, I left for a long time. So if we include that, I've only been playing for like 5 years. So we're good to go. I'm a super genius. Anyway, let me put it back to where I was at here. It was mostly coincidence in your case, though. Yeah, for me, it was like a variety of things. So I was doing Cats Play Go, and it was getting a little bit too much. And then there was like everybody accusing everybody of AI at the time. So no matter what you did, if you just had one good game, all of a sudden, oh, you just used AI, instead of it being like, wow, good job, I'm playing a good game. Because before then, it would be like before AI, I was like, okay, I played a good game, and everyone was like very supportive that you played a good game, right? But then after AI, no one was supportive about you playing a good game anymore. And it was like, oh, okay. And then like when you actually analyze the games now, there's like no chance that there was any possibility of cheating, but everyone was just freaking out all the time. It was really stupid. So I was like, okay, I'm done. And then of course I spent all my time studying the opening, and then the opening completely changed. And it was like the opening completely changed, so that the opening didn't matter as much anymore, and that was the area of the game that I just enjoyed studying the most. So it was just, yeah, it was so annoying. Anyway, we gotta go back to the game. Now I've embraced AI. I use it more often now. I get used to it, but I still don't really like AI. I like it as a reference. AI is a reference. It's not something you should religiously study. It's just a reference. It's like using a Josekipedia or something to find a Joseki you need to figure out in your game. The same idea for AI now. It's like, oh, was this sequence right? Is there a better way to think of it, right? But you still need your own decision making. I really kind of want this move, honestly. Like a Q10 move, but I feel like I'm not building as much anymore. Too low would be a bit better, because they played kind of close to the wall. So high and low here. That's why I like using AI for the pro game reviews. If I'm able to talk with someone else that's like a much stronger player, we can agree on whether or not a move was bad or good. But AI, when studying on your own with a pro game, if you're really thinking that a move must be bad, you can now just turn on top moves. We go back, we turn on top moves. Okay, the move is not actually bad, but the AI does like this jump, which I talked about before. So the jump is not bad either. That sort of thing. I think before AI, one of the problems was that we sort of thought every pro was always right about everything, even when they got it wrong. So the AI did help in that regard, because you're not supposed to just accept 100% of everything you hear or see, right? You need to have your own opinion on it. But I'm not exactly sure what I would want to play here. I have to be honest. This is sort of awkward. This is why I probably would have Even though I like this move, I probably would have played the expansion on this side because AI has shown that this is often a really important game. Like one person wasn't losing each pro, right? Exactly. One of them lost, which means someone made a mistake, right? At least one mistake in each game. Yeah, so I probably would have just done this one anyway, because that is what I've learned. And this ends up being an annoying position to handle. So I've learned that this is actually just good. This is fitting my style now. This is my old style. So let's see what they play. They're just gonna do that one. Okay, yeah. I don't know if I like it. Don't know if I like it personally now. Because we're not really building too much over here. We're building some on the side. We're maybe supporting these 3 stones as well, which doesn't feel as good after they got this split here. But now white just needs to jump or play low here to split the side off. It would allow black to run away. This could be a time where we could do the diagonal first, and black makes some strength here, and then we jump out. It could be, but I'm always a little bit more of a supporter of the idea of fixing your weak stone first. So I would want to do the base or jump first. Yeah, base first. I was showing this base more. The other one is bigger, but the only reason I was not thinking about this one too much is because of the possibility to come underneath over here. You can turn it into a fight instead of allowing this, but there's that little bit of a weakness that's a little bit annoying to deal with. And so when you have this one, they can't do that. But you also have a little bit less ice base, right? But something we do have, for example, is this attachment here. And we have a nice shape with our group here. Oh, nice. Okay. Have a good day. I'll probably won't rant too much anymore after this, or talk about it too much about it. So just the game, and then I'll see if I end up doing more Tsumego. I might at least try a couple more problems. Yeah, so that's why I like the smaller base more, but this will be fine too. But now black does just need to get out. They could do just the diagonal. But the most normal move is this large knight's move. And they could also jump over the top because they're a little bit closer, threatening some of the cutting points here. The jump over here is actually a potential problem. Maybe even just this middle area here with a P13. I don't know if they need to do this right now, but this is something they could do. But I think normal move is large knight or attach here. They're going to do the attachment, okay. This is good because we can haunt into the corner and maybe even get one eye. And then we can also just run away very quickly. So white normally extends, but maybe because they have a stone nearby, they might want to try something else, like this bump instead. But I think the bump might make it easy for black because black can just extend. So I think just normal extension is good. Yeah. The idea behind the bump would be, okay, black wants to follow up. But now if we follow up, you can see that there's some potential like cutting points and fighting and stuff here, right? So they have to be really careful in how they follow up. I think you're only supposed to do this one first and then capture, and right. So it just depends on the variation, but that'd be what white would want. But then of course black's not going to do that. They can just extend now. And now I feel like they got out comfortably, and they're a strong group. There's only one cutting point, but the cutting point's protected, and the peep doesn't necessarily mean much, because we could separate like this, for example. Yeah, so this one then normally knight's move, but he could also try a move on this side first. Yep, knight's move. Now, where is white wanting to play? I really like the attachment here. The attachment at R9. That'll help settle the group very fast. There's still the Aji here, though, which we have to deal with. But it will help settle the group quickly. And then they could jump on either side, or they could just jump right away. Do we need to worry about the corner? We could extend in the corner, actually. That could be a really good move right now. we're threatening to connect up. If they block, we've protected the corner. We don't need another move, and then we can just move on to the right side here. Makes our right side a little bit weaker, but since we're going to be adding a move right away, that could be good. I kind of like that move. I kind of like the extend of the corner right now. They're going to jump first. Okay. I like the extend of the corner. I am interested if AI would want that one. This feels really good. I always miss these moves in my games. I always forget to play them, so I would like to play it if it works. Both of these are fine. They're about the same, but it wants to do something on the bottom first. So the bottom is more important. Okay, let's let it load for a second. I just want to see if my move's about the same as their move, basically. It looks like it is. So if we attach here first and just get this over with. Does it still want to continue over here? Yeah, so extend in the corner is slightly better, but not too different than playing over the top or something. Or than jumping, I mean. Okay. Interesting to see. Oh, I need to not have it keep loading. There we go. Yeah, I was curious about that. So it is perfectly fine and is one of the options that they would choose. Jumping's okay as well. So you do the same. I'm not exactly sure why I guess I understand why the bottom's so big, but I'm not exactly sure why. Because if black plays this knight's move, we always have the ability to cut and break this area up. So if they have to jump anyway, then we can still jump and get rid of the points here. They are making more center, though. So we do have to be a little bit careful. And I guess the Hane we probably want to respond to, because we don't really want to have to back off on this side. Okay. Currently, I like black, but that can change. I think I want to check at the end of the opening, because I've just been checking when I feel like the game's progressed enough, but I think I want to try to check at the end of the opening what the score is and try to guess what the score might be, and then guess again after that a little bit later. I want to play one more move as black. I like the Hane here, and I like the diagonal here. And maybe because we saw AI was so obsessed with the bottom side, maybe there is a bottom move we should play, but I feel like I want to protect my group first. Either coming over the top, jumping out this way, or Hane in the corner. But I always protect my group too much, so we'll see what they do. Ooh, attachment here. You know, I was talking about how this attachment was really good for white to play. So black is trying to play it now. And if white backs off, that actually feels pretty bad for white. I don't want to back off here unless I'm tanukiing right away. Can we cut? Not really. Maybe we can cut and then we just give it up right away. We get a slightly better shape, but then we can jump towards the center faster. But I think that's... Ooh, sorry about that. I think it's about the same. We can probably just jump right away anyway. This is an annoying move to answer. Also wouldn't mind just pushing and covering. But we have some weakness we have to deal with, so it doesn't seem like the right move. And I don't want to allow an Atari over the top of my stones, so backing off, I guess, is fine. I just don't want to answer. I want to just jump out right now. Or play in the corner again. One of these two. Okay, going to the bottom side. Okay. Yeah, so what I was thinking was if we do this one, where we give up a stone, you can see that if black just captures, we actually have a really nice solid position here, and we didn't give up that much. But the problem is black's going to be able to do this Atari first, and that changes things quite a lot. When we connect here and then they capture, we are still a little bit of a stronger group, but we're not really that much stronger because this Atari over the top really hurts our position. And then it's also kind of growing the other position quite a lot. So the thing I do want to figure out, though, that's why this one makes more sense, and that's why I don't really want to play another move here. I wanted to like jump out towards the center, which is probably okay, but this move is the one I wanted earlier. So I wonder why this area is so important. Let's go back to when it was black's move and see if black was wanting to play there. Okay. So black wants to do, let's let it think for a second. Because I don't quite understand why this area is so important. Black wants to do this 2 space here. And I know it's getting some points here, but I don't quite know why it's so important. Especially if white is able to Hane here, for example. Now this is... we do have to protect ourselves. And I guess if we're protecting that way, we're just making our group strong. Even if white can do something to capture these stones, we're just making this outside group really strong. So this could just be a time where we're just trying to fix our shape and not necessarily about the points. I think it's more so about the shape here. Because if we get a move over here first, it wants white to play to protect this group now. And so we've protected our stones and we've gotten points, and then we can move on to the next area. So I think it's more so about the shape and protecting our group. We don't want to let white get the advantage there locally. And then you also get some points, so why not? And that's why white wants to attach here. It wants the 3-3 right now. That's funny. That's why white wants to attach here. Oh, I see. That's cool. Anyway, so that way, if we just get some points here, our group is actually settled now. We can still make some exchanges, but our group is settled now. So we can move on to playing the big moves here. Yeah, so I think it's just like a base taking and base stealing type of idea. And making our group strong. Okay, I understand it a little bit better now. We can turn this off. Attach, pull back, and now white is settling. Now this is something they were showing that was really cool, and I would not have thought of in the game. I might have thought of pincer, but it was this push and pincer. The reason you push first is when they block and you pincer here. We're threading these 2 stones and the 1 stone. So if they attach on top, maybe we can still get something pretty cool out of it. Because the shortage of liberty is on one side. I don't know if they're going to do that in the game. But just Hane, like I showed, seemed like it was good enough. Or Hane and push to connect the groups was okay. I don't believe any of these players have shown that they're really aggressive yet. So I don't know if they will try, but let's see. Just extend back. Okay. It's probably fine to just extend back, but I feel like white already got what they wanted, because when you extend back, they can potentially just Hane underneath and Tanuki. They don't need to play another move, because that's good enough to help them get some ice space, and then they can move on to the top side. Let's see. We move to the top side first. Okay. And I feel like Hane would be okay. So this is also interesting. I was showing the extend instead. But the move that we get from extend would be this one, which doesn't feel as good, especially because if I don't connect in the corner and I protect over here, there is still some Aji here in the corner. So the Hane makes a little bit more sense here. Because we can play down like this, this is the game. So we're still threatening to connect up, but we fixed our liberties and we're doing a little bit better in the corner while also still making that extra eye here on the outside. So the Hane is slightly better. That's good to think about in my own games, good to keep in mind. Yeah, I think so. It's good to keep in mind. Yeah, I think so. What does Black want to play? Does Black just want to Hane here? I feel like you have to separate because you want to make sure this group is weak, but maybe just extend is good. Ooh, not going to separate. Is that a mistake? I guess we can't really call it a mistake yet, because if we separate and white is able to attack us severely, then this separation is not a very useful move because they're going to be settling very quickly. So just jumping away first could be a good way to deal with it, because if we're strong and then we separate, it'll be very useful for attacking. Now, whites can still just defend this group, but connecting underneath would actually be really comfortable. And I'm very, very tempted to do it. Very, very tempted. You don't have to, though. You could just jump out, but I'm really tempted to connect underneath. We don't have to, though. We don't have to. Let's see what they do. Okay, just Hana here. All right. Yeah, the group is basically settled now, which is why I want them to separate. Because if we Tanuki like they did in the game, yes, we can go separate later, but then they can finally add the move to help them live. So if we play from the outside, they connect up, and it just depends on if we can get anything on the outside. So white's goal should be to make the outside a bit of a mess before that even happens. But we don't want to get surrounded naturally while we're fighting, but we do want to make it a little bit of a mess, which is why I think they might be Haneing here, because they can attack these 3 stones. Black should just probably Hane. I guess there is a ladder, but I think we should be fine for that ladder right now. So just Hane. I don't want double Hane as white. I think that adds too much weakness to our group, so just extend. And then you could push, then they could Hane again, then you could cut. So I don't think the Hane is good. They have to extend again. Do we want to push them this way, or do we want to just protect? I think we want to just kind of protect, but pushing one more time would be okay. And then knight's move or protect on this side somehow. Not because the cut's working, but because if we can protect this, we're making eye shape and playing towards the center. Hane first. I said I'm a very passive player, very passive solid player, so that is what I wanted, was that protection. Hane does make sense. We're getting rid of all the potential points there. Not all of them, but if I'm able to make some extra points in an area where my opponent could have made points, we're getting rid of basically all the points there, because it would be equaling out the position. But I also don't really want white to turn, honestly. I don't really want white to turn. So if white turns, I want to already have a move in place. So let's see what AI is wanting here. The Hane is really big. Yeah, Hane or push. I said I don't really want white to turn, so push is green. I'd have to let it think for a second before it got up to annoy, but it does want to just leave it. I know I can leave it, but I said I'm a very, very solid sort of passive player, so I should think about that more. The group is strong enough. I don't have to play again. Hane makes sense. I really want to turn, though. But they're going to block first and just take the points. I guess that's okay. And then move on to the other corner. What I think is interesting, I think AI actually was saying that wrong direction. I think AI was actually saying that they were considering these moves more than the 3-3 right now. And I think it's because it'll help save this group, and it's sort of helping just the center of the board in general, because I think the center is more important. So taking the 3-3 is not going to be a mistake, but it is going to help white develop the center a little bit more. But I think white... I guess white chose the correct thing, but it doesn't feel good. Because what they did was they did this double Hane, which we saw. So I scrolled the wrong direction with my mouse. But this feels really good for black. I have to be honest. This feels really nice. Like, I'm okay with approaching here. And if white just backs off, this is like a good enough exchange. But if I could have a Panuki instead, I'd be way happier about that. So I'm quite happy to get this Panuki here. And I really want to push once to make my shape good here. I'm not worried about the points. I just want to make sure my shape's good. The other thing could be like a dog's face here would be okay too, to just make the points. But I'm not threatening anything with that move, so I would much rather push. Do we need another move here? Maybe not. We could potentially try to pressure this group a little bit. Or since this ladder probably works now, we can... maybe it doesn't work still. We can potentially protect, though. I would like to push. I'm going to do the side first, okay? Side first. So my thoughts are very different in this game versus the other one, or the other ones that we've looked at. I'm thinking maybe more too locally, and they're thinking much more globally. I think top move, if we look at it, both of them are wrong. We want to extend first. And then push is okay, and then diagonal. Diagonal is the other move I would want to play if I'm going to play on the left side. I don't like just doing the random move off to the side. That's just personal preference, but yeah, my move is okay. Okay, there we go. It's looking a little bit better. But see how my move's not perfect. This is what I'm okay with, though. I'm okay with making a move that's not really perfect as long as it's making me very solid. But I think this one does make a lot more sense. Yeah, I think it makes a lot more sense. So that's good to think about. But just blocking the extension, I don't necessarily like it because white can try to separate this a little bit, make it a little bit annoying. But here, I do want to play just a move towards the center here. The center is starting to feel really important. Yes, I can connect up underneath, but I really want a move in the center. Or like a move connecting up here, I guess. But jumping on this side or jumping on this side feels like what I really want. One of these two things. There's a little bit of Aji here, but I feel like I want a little bit more strength before I try to take advantage of any Aji on the top. Let's see. Peep first. Let's see. This could just be an exchange, so they're going to connect. And are they going to do the top side first right away? Okay, turning here. Okay. I did say I wanted to turn earlier. And I wanted some sort of move out into the center. This is going to end up with moves in the center, so it's probably fine. But I kind of just want to move in the center instead. Because I feel like if black just jumps with this group, we're kind of making a potential Moyo somehow. We already got one side over here, and we have another side here, so we just need to cover this side, and then this stone's going to be helpful. We can probably cover this side because it's a weak group, technically. It needs to connect up underneath or live. White is threatening to jump onto the side here, but I definitely do not want to let them jump again. I would rather jump right here. And try to connect my groups on the outside instead. Press. Press right now. I think this is a perfectly fine exchange. This can't be a bad move. This could be a testing move to see what they can get. But I really don't want to let my opponent jump here. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just thinking wrong today. So white probably pushes up because there's a cutting point. That'd be really nice to cut. But this is making the 3 stones a bit weaker. Pushing and crawling, though, doesn't feel good. So I think pushing up would make sense. Black could extend back to try to attack, or they could jump here. Yep, jump. That's sort of making your group stronger. So for now, this is just an exchange to make my group stronger. This is okay. White can wedge now. Oh, just going to defend first. Okay. I thought potentially wedge and just capture this would be okay. But black is getting some nice moves in the center. When they jump here, this is starting to turn into that moyo that I was talking about already. So it does seem like it could be bad to do that. So we want to prevent the moyo from happening first. Jumping out, we're still connected if we need to connect. And this is also making ourselves stronger. We also have a really beautiful move at c7 that gives us some amazing shape. So black usually wants to prevent that. But if black's preventing that now, this feels like a good exchange for white. The bottom side's alive. So just blocking or doing something here doesn't matter too much. We could separate, though. But I feel like we should protect our group a little bit. Yep, just diagonal here. Normally they block, and then we can do this knight's move. That's the standard variation. We do not want to allow this hane. So this looks good. Instead of getting the moyo, we are now getting points on the left side. It's probably worth it. I still want to make sure we're connected, but now we could jump out instead of cutting this off. So it might be fine to just jump this direction. But I think I still like the wedge a little bit more. If we're going to play here again, I still like the wedge. The other option would be to jump up here, which is what I really want, is this jump. And so I'm going to play from the center first. Okay. So I said you could do this one instead of trying to just passively connect. And that makes sense. This one is defending some of the cutting points. I actually kind of want this one. Just straight up defending the peep and cut. Oh, trying to do it in a more fancy way. Right? Because if white pushes, we can block naturally with this move instead of having to not block naturally. And we can even back off once and try to block naturally again. But this also gives us more cutting points, and there's a possibility of other types of moves being played instead. We go this way, I guess. So it just depends on if we feel like this is strong enough or not. Actually, I have no idea. I mean, we could peep here first, I guess, and try to cut through this. That'd be okay. Let's see what they do. Now they're going to do the wedge. Okay. They're deciding just to settle so that they don't have to worry about anything. And yeah, extend would be like I showed this one where we wedged first. If you're going to allow this, you don't want to give up as many points, right? So often the best way to handle it is to extend instead. You're still protected here. You don't have anything to worry about, right? So just protect by extending instead. Wedge, extend. Now we should push at least one time. And black does not need to answer this way, but they could block here. And this would be really strong because it fixes basically all the problems. I'd be pretty happy just to block there. Or even, yeah, blocking here would feel really nice. I don't think we need to extend again. Yes, there's some Aji, but I don't think there's enough Aji on the bottom to justify extending again. Okay, playing over there. This is an exchange. I think I prefer running this out first before doing the exchange because you can maybe get this move as well. You won't get it right now, but there's a possibility of getting this move as well later. When you just do it like this and they capture, which they didn't do, luckily, It feels like, yeah, we got a good exchange, but there's no extra moves we can play here. Just one exchange. We have to like jump up or something afterwards because otherwise we're going to be pressed down and not feel happy. Still going to play the same moves so that we can do clamps or hanes or other stuff here. This is already good enough as one exchange. You don't need to play again here. It would be nice to go somewhere else now. We don't really need to worry about the middle, I guess. But just turning on the top to take these points, or extending up, or fixing the center. Those are 3 options I'm looking at, and I want to do the center. So cutting here. This is a center move. We saw that the AI was suggesting it earlier. This does work to attack, because if white Ataris, for example, we can connect this way. We can even do this Atari first and still connect this way, right? So it just doesn't quite work. And if they Atari this way, this just feels way too good for black. So this is kind of an annoying move to deal with. We could extend, maybe, to try to get something out of it. Extending to increase our liberties. Even if black can capture something, we might be able to squeeze a bit better. But black also pretty happy just to Atari underneath and give it up. So that would be like a really good exchange for end game. Just jumping now. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I like any of the moves on the right side. So just jumping feels good. I said I want something over here. We can still just connect underneath. But yeah, like I was saying, that Atari was bad. Just extending is bad. Right? And then extending here seems like we could just give it up. And this is already a good enough exchange. We have a empty triangle here. We can still peep and do stuff on the outside. So it feels like a good enough exchange. And there may even be other reading you could do to get something extra. But at a bare minimum, all these look okay for black. So if everything looks okay, you should Tanuki. Do we follow up? We just capture this stone? Push here? Push here feels good. Push and then capture would be really nice. I want to play this move again, but we don't need to technically. I just want to. But push and capture could be the right thing to do here. It's threatening the group enough. They might want to connect up underneath, and then we could go back anyway. But I like protecting this group a lot. Ooh, separate to attack. Okay. I think this is potentially a mistake, honestly. I think it's fine. I think it is fine. But I guess now we're officially starting a big fight. This will be like the end of all the opening stuff. Officially a really big fight. Yes, it's pretty late in the game. 80 moves. But this is the first real big decision. Like really, really big decision. Everything else, it kind of didn't matter too much. As you saw, even my moves that I prefer to play, they were slightly bad. But none of them were like red moves. Like really, really, really bad moves. But we're getting into a big fight now. So we really need to, before having played this move, we really need to be sure that this is the right way to play. So I want to see who is potentially winning at this point. I originally liked black. Black had the most potential in the center, had territory, and it was just a good position overall. Territory-wise, I think white could be ahead here. It's like 45-ish for white. So like I'm going to say about 50 for black because it's still a little bit open. So still some questions available. So with Comey, it's an even game. My feeling is that this center area could potentially be given up by white as long as we can get a strong enough attack on this group. But at the same time, if the points are fairly close, we need to make sure we have an attack that's going to get us points and not just reduce or something. So if we can't kill the bottom side, we need to be able to make enough strength that we can maybe come back to the top side. If we then have to come back to the top side to cut things off or to fight here, this group is actually kind of important. So maybe it's an even game. Maybe black is even still a little bit ahead, but it depends on how weak this group is. I'm going to say that it's not for sure a specific person winning yet. Like no 90%, maybe like a 60 or 70. And I'm actually not sure. If this group is actually important and we can't really attack this group, it's really hard for me to know or me to be sure of, then I feel like black could be ahead by a little bit. Okay, so it is even. Okay, I was right. My original feeling was right, but I wanted to try to be a little bit more strict on it. It is still 50-50. Okay. So that means the group in the middle is weak enough to really be attacked. And we can manage this in general pretty well. So I think now I like that extension move where we're making this group strong. We already have somewhere we can run to. If they keep trying to separate, we're surrounding the bottom side, so I don't think they can do that. So I like the extension. And I think it does work. So we can save this group and maybe end up attacking in some way. But we'll see. See what they play. Jump instead. Ooh, I'm interested. Top move here. Atari? Okay. I understand the Atari. I thought this one would be okay. Let's see. Let it read for a second. Yeah, okay. So my move's not the worst one, but it's not great. I guess maybe black's the one who's able to squeeze and get something, whereas we want to squeeze as white instead. And I do want this move here. But we want to be the ones squeezing, so this Atari makes a lot of sense. We just save our group by squeezing towards the center. This move is doing a similar thing. We're going to be able to squeeze towards the center. My move potentially allows black to get the squeeze. Yeah, good point. This is something I didn't read. Something I did not read was just after this one, they can cut us off like this. So we have to give it up this way. And if we're giving it up this way, I would rather not have made this exchange, right? So, okay, I get it. Didn't read it deep enough in order to really know what was good. So like here, if they do the same thing, we're happy to give it up. We're playing a little bit differently. We're not investing an extra move here. Black, I'd probably be happy just to peep here and capture. That feels really good, honestly. Not just capture. Just capture is probably fine, but I guess it's going to be similar. Yeah, similar anyway. So peep and capture. They should potentially still cut, because that is shorting the liberties. Peep first, okay. Oh, protecting the cut this way so I can just jump out. All right. I like to squeeze a little bit more. The reason why I like to squeeze a little bit more, maybe they can still do it, right? But they're at least doing this peep first. but I like to squeeze a little bit more because in the future, they obviously can't go this way, right? So in the future, we can maybe also get a move here to make an eye, depending on the position. So like Atari, and then maybe we can get an eye here. Something along those lines. And so they could go back to it, but they may just jump toward the center now. Black just wants to respond. Don't want to give you too many more force moves. Just extend, which should be okay. Oh, I guess this is maybe better shape. If white plays here, we don't want to have to block like this. Black's the one who's going to be able to get the first move here out in the center. So you know what? I didn't actually think about that. That's a good thing to think about. Inducing your opponent to want to play another move, that's not good. But I think we should just be covering or running. We don't want to run towards this group that we have here. So we don't want to play another move. We want to run this direction. Yeah. If we can connect up really easily, we didn't lose too much yet. Yeah, my thought was if they do this one, there's just no more moves they can get over here. But I guess I'm happy, even if they don't respond, I'm pretty happy to do this later. This is just a good amount of territory. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Good point. Good point, Lin Yuting. All right. Can we Hane here? That would be a double Atari. They can Hane, though, and try to do an attack. Hane to separate. I think that might actually be potentially too much, depending on how it goes. Because we are also separating this bottom side. So I might play on the bottom now. Allow them to completely connect. Because after we play here, the Hane does work. Maybe Hane, connect. They have to protect. Then we protect. Then they have to protect again. Something like that. I don't know. I think I just want to play a move on the bottom. Yeah, they're going to push this direction instead. I like this one. This is sort of an eye-making one. But threatening to capture first makes sense. If they back off, then we can turn, and we got slightly more stronger. But if they push through, or they do something else, this is a bit annoying. I think we can manage for now, because I think they have to pull back. Yes, we may give up a couple stones if we really need to later, but I think we're still fine here. If we give up the stones, we for sure have an eye, basically. So I don't know if this push is good or not, though. I have a feeling that it's probably okay. We'll check after, of course, but this was a 50-50 game, which was different from our other games. Our other games were all already sort of settled, we can say. One side was very much winning. But actually, 50-50 is nice. Maybe just play from this side. Jumping or connecting right away. Like the Atari is probably good here. That way, okay. We are threatening black to some degree on the top. Black does have to be a little bit careful. But I think black can make territory when they're being careful. So this is probably an okay exchange. If black just turns here, for example, and captures the stone, we get some points as black that I didn't count earlier. I didn't count anything in the center here or anything on the side. I just counted some over here. And then this area. And then this area. So counting the top would be really nice as points. I do like just turn on either side. But this side would be better if we could. We don't need to, though. We could also still just jump towards the center. It is tempting just to take points, though. But we could just jump toward the center. Try to pressure. I like points. My opponent also... Not my opponent, but black also likes points. They're not doing it right away, but they're leaving this open. And I think if white plays again, white plays here. If white plays again here, we have this Atari, and we're still at least connected. We're still good here. So black jumps to finish off their points on this side instead, because I think this is a little bit bigger. And it could be bigger, because white could play, for example, like right here, getting rid of the points, potentially capturing some points. When you're only taking points for your side, it's definitely not as big as when you're preventing your opponent from also taking points. So that is a pretty big move. And then who got the better result here? I'm interested to see again, because I feel like white's very comfortable and black is still a little bit weak, honestly. But I feel like white's more strong than black now. So my feeling is that I kind of want to attack black, but I don't see a good profit out of it. So maybe just playing endgame is going to be good enough here. So let's see. I want to say white got better, but I want to find out. Ooh, yeah, white did get better. White's at 90% now. So black definitely made a mistake. And there's two places I can see that could be a mistake. Could be this move now. But I feel like this move shouldn't be one. But capturing here could be really important just to make sure our groups are alive. That could be what we're looking at here. But I'm guessing it has to be this cover over the top. Remember, I wanted to block, and he covered over the top instead. I feel like this group's still really weak. We can check. We can check real quick. That one's good. That one's good. This one's bad. Okay. Cover over the top shouldn't have been too bad, but I was guessing it might have been that one because the group's not strong yet, and the direct block was slightly better for eye shape. But this is the mistake here. The top side's bigger because it's protecting a group. And then playing towards the center, which is what I was suggesting as well, is bigger because we can potentially attack. And you know what? If we play towards the center, let's just play some really obvious moves, okay? We played some really obvious moves. White connects now. These aren't good moves. Don't do this. Now if white does... Oh, yes, I guess black will connect. We should do it this way. So now if white does do something over here, you can see that white's actually running towards a black wall. So it depends on if they could connect this way, for example. And if they can't connect this way, maybe white is dying. So this middle can actually help with the move on the left side, which is cool. Yeah, so there might have been another mistake earlier because we checked it right here. And this was 50-50. So there was another mistake here. This push-up is slightly better. Oh, yeah, it makes their group a little bit weaker. Okay. And then we can't do it now. We have to capture now. And then this one. Yeah, it was better to do this one. The other free move is important. Okay. I still like the idea, though. I think that's a cool idea to consider for my own games. So I still like the idea behind this move. But the AI is more focused on the fact that this is potentially like a weak group that we want to keep pressure on. When we play this move, we're keeping it a weak group. Okay. It's good to understand that before I move on. So that means that white really did get a lot stronger. And I was correct about that. And black does have some weakness in the middle on the top and the bottom, which is what is likely going to give white the advantage. So yeah, white pushes. I showed this one. Oh, not that. What the heck? I showed this one. Black's able to connect up. But I was trying to read this one. If black Hanes, we can probably just cut right away. And then you can see this is just a weak group. And yes, black gets a move here. But black is just a weak group here. So we do have to worry about that. And black is actually not alive on the top. If we just look at the shape here, you can see there's only one eye. This in particular is not going to work. But if white can get any extra shape first, they could potentially come back and do this. So black always has to be careful to think about that position. So black is probably extending instead because we do not want to allow any cutting points. And now white got some extra points here, prevented black from settling easily. And so I feel like that ends up being slightly bigger than the bottom left. Even though I agree that being able to do this could be really big, I think points-wise, this is probably bigger. But because the other one involves a weak group, the other one is better. That's important distinction, important thing to remember. The weak groups are always more important, especially in game, actually. Do you want to push one more time as white? That feels really good, honestly. I want to push again. And then the other option would be playing on the bottom somewhere. Or playing in-game. Just continuing on with in-game stuff. Peep, okay. I kind of actually wanted one more. I think black has to answer again. And then you can see black is technically not alive here again. And we get some points. Black should live, so we don't need to do this right now. But this is, again, something we'll have to think about as the game progresses. I think black can live, though. So I think just one exchange is okay. The reason I think black can live is because they have this move here. Even if we push through, there's an Atari and a potential cut. So we may not want to push through. So there's maybe an eye space here, depending on how the game goes. And like, let's say we have this one. If we have to give something up, we can give this up and make an eye on the outside. So there's a little bit of Aji there. Just something to think about. Peep, I actually don't want to connect. This is really exposing why I wanted the block versus the push. Because now I kind of just want to do the diagonal here instead of connecting here. Because if we connect, they push, then they can Atari, and then they can extend. And we're not connected at all. So I feel like we need to either clamp down on this stone, let them cut through that, and just push up here to connect up and maybe make some points in the center. Because I don't think we can connect. No, Hani on the other side instead. I was thinking this one. Because this feels like a little bit stronger. But this one, if they pull back here, you can see there's at least a little bit of Aji with this type of thing here. There's that Atari on the stone, which means we can also play from the other side. Playing from the other side means that we're getting points here in the center, again, as white. And preventing black from getting points. So that's why I thought the turn here was a little bit better. Both of them, my move's worse for protecting, I think. Because that's not too big of a thing we have to worry about. And jumping up here to fight back is okay. This is basically the variation I was showing. Both the jump. Okay. So it seems my thinking in this game is not as good as when we were looking at the other games. It's definitely harder for me to evaluate this game in comparison. And I think that's because it's a little bit hard to say how strong everything is. It's hard to really say how strong everything is. Now, I know that it's usually better to come from the outside in these sorts of positions. It makes you a little bit stronger. But as I said, we do have to technically worry about the top side. So we don't necessarily want to have to run towards the top side because they can separate. So playing the move that gives you a stronger position is better. I don't know, it was hard for me to judge. But now, black is just playing in-game. I definitely want one more move here in the center for some reason. I kind of want this one. This was kind of looks like fun. I don't know if it's good, but it looks like fun. But in game is a bit more obvious as to what we're getting. So white's still just jumping in the center. I feel like the center was important. So maybe I wouldn't mind playing on this side or playing the attachment here, threatening to resurrect our stones in some way. Because if they don't respond, even if they can capture, we're like cutting through like this, so this is okay. So I feel like that's an annoying move to play. Not the attachment, but just the jump. Same idea, it looks like. What's wrong with the attachment? Just Hane. I thought we could double Hane. Yeah, today's going to be a bad day when I go to play games later on tonight. I'm not going to be finding the right moves everywhere. Maybe, I mean, against my ranks or lower than my ranks, that should be fine. So no playing pros later tonight. Yeah, this feels like a really nice move. We're getting some points for fixing the Aji. Seems really good. I kind of also want to fix the Aji of this stone. I want to protect as well. We need to protect for sure. I guess maybe not for sure. This is reducing. I feel like this was a strengthening move to potentially attack again. So I like just this diagonal, honestly. Threatening this group. The group's not alive. But just in game. Peep. Jump back here. Try to get a free exchange. We're not going to just play it. We're going to fight back. Block. Connect. Save that stone. That's actually really big. Good job. See, I feel like black's not getting to the points that I wanted to play, which is what makes me think that white is still ahead here. Let's look again. Yeah, white's at 80% chance to win. The score is down a little bit, but the percentage chance of winning is up a little bit. This could be that we need to let the AI think more, but it does look like there's a difference here. I think there's nothing else going on right now, except for maybe this group. So let's see what white's next move is here. Just in-game. We're just going to be playing in-game from now on. So because we're just settling into in-game and we're not worried about this group, let's look at the score graph and such here. And the move stats and all that. Go back to the beginning here. And the analysis. So yeah, so black is one of the worst accuracies for the pro games we've looked at so far. But something to consider is this is probably the first pro game, apart from after someone was winning, like very, very far ahead and playing red moves. This is probably the first pro game where we've actually seen a red move. So one actually really bad move. So white actually did really well. Not even any orange moves. So good opening. Black had slightly better. Just much better mid-game. And then in-game, 100%. But it looks like they didn't finish the end-game. So, yeah, just 3 moves. Perfect in-game, though. Perfect in-game. So let's look real quickly. Oh, and turn on top moves again. So like there is just one move. It's middle. It's later on in the game. All right. Normal block, like I was talking about earlier. AI does just like 3/3s. Galaxy is a little bit different. If I was looking at this on Galaxy, it might actually say R5 for its blue move. It's interesting how it's slightly different, but I have to check. It's been a while since I've used Galaxy, so I have to check for sure. But it seems like they have like some slight differences in how they prefer to play. It's kind of funny. You have normal block because we're going to Tanuki. They do want the jump here. I mentioned that on this side. The jump is a potential good move, but you just have to be careful in how you handle it. So if you're not comfortable with the jump, don't ever do it. But it's because of that ladder like I showed earlier as well. This one, and of course it always likes a slightly bigger enclosure versus the smaller one, but the smaller one's not going to be a big deal. It's still good enough. And it's always important to try to play on this side when you can. After learning that myself, playing some games, I started doing this, and I've always felt that first of all, it's better. It's more like my style, but I've always felt like I've been in more control of the game than normal. So being able to get there first seems really important. So when they do this shoulder hit, and white is the one who ends up getting there first, I feel like that helps white control the game a little bit. It's not a huge difference, but it's enough. And now we've also learned a bit about how that bottom side worked. It does seem like it's quite important to play on the bottom side because it's settling groups on both sides. So it's actually a base related group. If black's one who's able to get here and they just play like move over here, for example, we're going to be able to attack this side of the group, and we don't want to allow ourselves to be attacked very easily. So yeah, I didn't register that was as important as it was, but that's something to really keep in mind if I ever see something like this in a game. Like this sort of weird connection that is actually important. What happens if they attach on top? Hane? And we just defend on the other side. Okay. Just checking. All right. So it's important for both sides. None of them are playing wrong moves, though, because they're just defending themselves. And yeah, I did like this one first. This idea first, but not a big deal. Attach underneath was not super good, and white ends up getting the bottom side first. That gives them, again, that advantage. It's another small thing. So the first one, the AI doesn't really care about that too much, but white was the first one to play over here. As I said, I felt like I lost a little bit of control whenever I allowed that to happen in my games. Now that I don't allow that to happen most of the time, I feel like I'm in control of the whole board much better. So white gains a little bit here in that respect. Makes the game a little bit easier for white, easier to play. And then white also got to play on the bottom first. And black backing off here. As we saw, we mostly looked at the Hanes when we were going over this variation, but we didn't look at the back off. So the back off is just a little bit passive, but it's a very solid way to play. Then Hane connect. Oh wow, it just says Tanuki. I like it. Block. Yeah, we cannot block now. It is too much because our group is too weak to do it. So I'm glad we looked at that. I'm glad that came up a little bit. We should play a throw from the middle, though. I always wanted to play from the middle, and no one ever did. So I'm glad that we're also seeing a middle move here. Hane was bad. Just jump was better here. Yeah, just jump was better. It is important to settle this now. As I said, this is the base for the two groups, so it is important just to settle it right away. I do like this approach. And it is right to do the double Hane. Even if it's right to do double Hane, I don't like it. So to think for a little bit more. I understand, but I always feel like it's helping black too much to do the double Hane. I feel like it just feels like it's helping black a little bit too much, but it's the right move to play because we do need to sort of settle this, and we don't want to have a weak group around the board, and it's giving black more corner territory. We want to keep some of our territory, not have so much weakness. I can turn on the top moves again. I don't know why I turned that off. This cut's always been important, and you're just supposed to squeeze right away. And like I said, I prefer the diagonal or here to push, which is slightly better than what they've played, but not that different. I would have played a very different game, basically. It would have been a very different game. Oh, that one's an interesting move. I would never have thought of this one. I guess it's we're like usually I like to associate the moves with my positions, right? So this move isn't really associated with these 3 stones. They're actually kind of far away, meaning we can cut them pretty easily. But it is just a pincer. We're not worried about the 3 stones. This is just a pincer. That's an interesting move. Peep and shoulder hit would also work, but turn is really big as well. This is too small now. So my feeling was right. Again, we don't necessarily want to do anything like that here. We just want to strengthen the group directly and play towards the center, strengthen the group directly. The center was a little bit more important than both players were sort of playing towards. But white makes a mistake a little bit later, and black gets a little bit ahead. So we'll see when that technically happened. White does want to keep playing, but I think this was a good exchange for white. So I'm not bad. I'm not upset with this sort of move. I think this was good. And playing towards the center, I think, was also fine. Yeah, I probably would have just played this one. Let's see how bad that is. It looks like it's not going to be terrible. I'll play the move on the board. Yeah, it's not terrible. Anything over here is fine. Because I wouldn't have lost right here. That's good. That's good to know. I wouldn't have just lost right here. Because you don't need the blue move. You just need a good enough move. Attach is obviously bad, but because you're strengthening white. But that's why I wanted to just protect. This makes it a little bit easier for me to understand the board. That's why I like that move. Pushing is fine right now. Push up here has always been big. I like it a lot too. Right now is also good. And the center again is an important move. And just protecting your group is also an important move right away. Don't wait, just protect right away. Because it's a 1-point game. It's not like a 5 points behind or anything. If you're 5 points behind, I understand trying to play a different move, right? But 1-point game, we just protect our weak group, and we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. That's what I was sort of harping on a bit in this game, but I'm not finding the correct moves to do it. I'm just more worried about it than my opponent than the professionals are, which makes sense. They can usually live pretty easily. Only one move, of course. Yep. Now cut. It's cool, and we should either just connect underneath or squeeze right away before he gets the opportunity to block. That was my impression as well. But this didn't feel like a bad move. And it's only 0.6, so it's probably not a terrible move, but just defending right away was a better idea. It almost always is. That's why I do it so often. It's almost always the better move. Except for when I play, sometimes I try to not do it because I want to practice what happens if I didn't just defend everything right away. Sometimes I lose because of it, but sometimes it's the right choice. Sometimes losing is the right thing to do. Black just extending now would be good. Ooh, yeah, I like extending more than separating. Separating is good, though. I got right is the blue move, but I kind of like this extend more. Now, it sort of simplifies some things for me, but separating is better because we're allowing there to be some sort of potential fight here, which would be good to have. Come on. There we go. Yeah, peep was bad because we want this move. They need to squeeze us. If they're squeezing us with this shape, they don't really want to connect here. So we're actually settled already. We got the good end game move. Later on, if you remember, in the game, white actually gets this end game move. So there's actually already a pretty huge difference here. And then white still has to protect on this outside. So that's a huge in-game difference. Very, very big in-game difference. So this is where black was able to get the advantage because white played... Come on. Oh, no, was it going to crash or something? There we go. Because white played the wrong direction and allowed themselves to be sort of attacked here. If they just squeeze, it's a more comfortable game. But this helps white get that nice squeeze position. And then they defended in the wrong way, which, as I said, I still think this is a good idea. It's almost, as I said, it's almost like we're allowing white to get that move on the outside so that we can take more territory on the inside. It may not be the best move every time, but it does make sense. The other way, technically, white can defend here. They get a little bit weaker on the outside, but they get more territory on the top. But white's always able to come back. They already defended this cut the way they needed to. That was the purpose of their move. So that's why I like that black was kind of resisting that idea. And then always the center is really important. Like I kept saying, the center was really important. And the turn here did feel like the better move. For me, I thought that if they're turning here, they're obviously capturing the stone, but they didn't capture. So if they're not going to capture, I feel like this is just the better move to play. But it's not Sente-ish. The other one's not Sente 100%, but this one feels more Sente. This one's just the better move to take points and to settle the group right away. But again, center is important. And then more center. And more center. And again, center right here, yeah. Even not attacking now, just taking this center area. This is where the weakness is. We need to fix, well, we need to play in the area where the weakness is. Okay, I know my keyboard made a color, so I thought it might be something. All right. So center, again, that's probably why we want this one, even though we're going to have a hard time. This is still giving us access to the center and playing where the weak area is again. But this is just the better move. I should have thought about that. When you play this one and they just cut, we can fight. But if they pull back here, we're actually not settled yet. What I want to point out here is that if white backs off right now, technically we have no eyes. And that is the thing I should have realized when I saw this turn. Yes, it's not good to do right now. But if we play this Hane, yes, white is able to get some moves here and get a nice position, but we at least have one eye. So that is a fairly large difference. So really important, really important. I should have thought about that a little bit more. And then black just starts in-game too early. The center is still important. I thought this was good, but the Hane is more important. Because now if they capture, it's just a good exchange, and we can move on to the center area again. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, connect is bad because it's good to do that. That's something I wouldn't think of, though. But they Hane, they should just connect. That's probably fine. And now they can actually pull back here, getting rid of the eyes, which is why this cut is really big and why we should... Okay, that's why we need to do something right now. We need to do this now because white's able to attack us severely. Good point. And then not important right now, but as I said before, originally, if black plays the correct way, black gets this and actually captures this stone. But in this game, white's the one who's able to actually get this and get the end game over here. There's something more important happening right now. That's why it's bad. They both should be focusing on it, but they do not, I believe. They just move on to the rest of the game. They do some things in the wrong order. Should do this one first, I guess. Yeah, because we're starting to push through, so we can actually capture that stone. Cool. It's the wrong order, but it's an acceptable order. I understand it. Just the center is weaker than both of them are admitting. That is what they should be working on. And there we go. Black's the one who gets there first, which actually makes the game a little bit closer, getting it closer to 2 points. But it looks like black makes a mistake later on, so it doesn't end up mattering. But whoever got to the center first isn't winning necessarily, but is making the game closer. So any other mistake would hurt too. So white jumps here. This is a small mistake. But they're making points, that makes sense. Then we just keep playing in-game stuff. That feels really good for white, honestly. This hunt is really nice. They didn't cover over here for the monkey jump, so it's good to follow up if we can. And then there's still this here threatening to cut through. There's still a lot of Aji in the center. So let's see how black messed up later on. And oh, okay. So white gets this move first, and black was supposed to protect a bit better, but they end up not being able to protect properly, and they extend. Oh, that should be obvious that doesn't work, right? It's not just me. Wait a minute. There's an Atari here, of course, but black's also able to, Atari on this side, so that makes sense. But then you have to sort of connect here. You can't actually capture. That's a huge mistake. So white captures all this. Black gets the outside in exchange. But then if white just plays here, this is like a really large amount of points. And it was probably not worth giving up all of this that was on the side. Yeah. That's way too much. That's way too much. I get the idea though. But black played this bump, but after we capture, I said they can't just connect. We're good already. We're already happy, and then we can break into the center. So the center doesn't end up doing anything. Oh. Well, that's weird. They resign now. That's a little bit weird that they would play this move. They should know that's just an obvious double Atari thing. They need to just back off. But I think they already lost, right? They lost those 2 stones on the top. That's actually a really big deal. Even if they can capture it back now, they've already lost a lot of stuff there. And we're able to just like poke in here as white. And they didn't gain enough from giving up those 2 stones on top. Ooh. It's an intense game. The mistake was an end game. But that's the first just red move. I think they must have just played it because they were like, you know what? I lost the game. Let me play this one. It gives me an excuse to just resign right now, right? Looking for a place to resign, that idea. That's what that feels like to me. Because they made a mistake on the top here. Because they were too focused on the center. They thought that'd be good enough. But it's not good enough right now. The reason why this is good is because, yeah, we're missing some center stuff. But we actually captured a couple stones here. Well, we have captured a couple points here. And we have this as a Sente move, basically. So we're pretty happy in that regard. Then we just play endgame, but white should still just be ahead. That's kind of an interesting game, too. This was a little bit of a weirder one for me to evaluate. Let's turn off his top moves again, just to scroll through real quick. What is the problem that I had here? Why did I have such an issue? The AI was focused significantly more than the pros on the center, and I was also more focused on the center, but I kept choosing bad moves in the center. So I was just reading it wrong, I think. I think that's a lot of it was just reading it wrong, not understanding the exact weaknesses and stuff here. I think it was a lot of it was just just not understanding the exact sequences. And that's okay. My feelings were still right. My ideas were still okay. but finding the specific move is going to be more important for me in this case, because I would have played a move that got me too far behind earlier because it wouldn't have guaranteed my eyes like I thought it was guaranteeing. But then if I played this one and they Tanuki'd, I probably would have played here, which is what the AI wanted. Now it does say we're behind by a couple points, but we're fixing our problem, and I think we could have fixed it earlier as well. I think it was before all this. Yeah. After this one, they push. We just protect right now, and this was something the AI wanted. If we just protect now, it's a 1-point game. This is probably where I would have played something to protect right now. I was looking at this move, which is not as good, but it's good enough. But this one is a little bit better for guaranteeing eye shape and stuff. So if I was one playing, I would have played a little bit differently, and it would have been fine to do, but I probably still would have gotten behind. I think, too focused on the center, because I think I probably still would have played in the center again when I probably don't need to anymore, and I probably could just do end game from this point on. Anyway, I think that was fun. That was a good game. I'll have to keep this open so I can put that in the title when I go to end the stream. Let's see if we can do one more Tsumego. See if we can even think through a Tsumego here. We'll see if we can do 10 more before the day is up. Oh, maybe not. Black to kill. What is this? What is this one? I don't I don't know what's going on here. This move here, if they capture, we go down. They block, we can connect underneath. I think that's what they're looking for. We go down. If they block here, we can connect. So I think it's like this idea here. We're able to connect. Oh, see a ko. See? Still didn't think it through. Still think this is good, though. We have to connect. Oh. This one first? No, it's not. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, no idea. I can't think through it right now, so I probably just have to end. And hopefully later on today, I'll do fine with my games. So I will be streaming later on Fox. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Probably after I eat dinner, which will be around 7 o'clock Pacific time. So have a good day, everybody.